Welcome back, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. We have got another video lined up for you today. As you can see, we've got multiple returns that have come back, so it's going to be a fun kind of day. Full disclosure, the pink envelope here at the back, I had to go ahead and open it up because I had no idea what it was. I thought it was regular mail, but it turns out it actually was a return and something pretty cool. So, I know what it is already, obviously, but I still wanted to share it with everyone today. But yeah, got mail that came back to both addresses today, so we've got a good little bit here to open up. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first up, let's go ahead and open up West Palm Beach, Florida. I took a look. There are two potential returns that this could be, both of them baseball, and coincidentally both of them New York Mets, unless there's something else that I don't know. So let's see what we get here. And this is one that came back to, this has been out for a while. All right, yeah, so it is a Mets return. Terry Leech. I saw him on my TTM list, and I'll be honest, I didn't know if I had gotten him back yet or not. I had written to him once a handful of years ago, I think maybe like 2 years ago or something, and got stuff back. And I know that he's always been a really solid signer. So it's like, okay, I didn't know if maybe I had gotten stuff back and didn't remember or what, since it wouldn't have been like a first time ever getting him. So, yeah, the answer to that is no, I did not get those back. So this is great. I did want to go ahead and start to look at that 82 Topps rookies there of the Mets and work on that potentially, see if I can get that done. I have no idea if it's doable with it. I think Gardenhire does do some signing. I have no idea about Tim Leary, but we'll see. We'll find out with it. And then a nice 87 Fleer. An 88 score, and then I've just had, for some reason lately, I've really liked the 90 score traded, that orange and yellow for some reason. I just like the look of it lately, so I've been sending some of those out, so I got that back. So this was out probably a month and a half, 2 months maybe. So it's been out for a while, but Leech is a very solid signer. All right, up next, let's go up to Portland, Oregon. This is one that I think I know what this one is. And if it is, this will be a cool return. So let's see what we get here. All right. Yeah, cool. So, you will remember with a video a little while back with one of our RTSs, Kenny Carr. NC State forward in the 70s. He had, I had gotten an RTS on him, and it was one of those cases where I just had done the address slightly wrong, and it couldn't forward, and went ahead and recorrected that and sent it back out, and got this back here in, gosh, just a couple of weeks or so. I sent him extras to keep, and it looks like he only kept one of this card here, but he returned the extras that I had given him of the other two there. So I sent out 9 in total. I only asked for 6 back, and for him to keep 3. He signed and sent back 8, and presumably kept 1 for himself. So awesome. Another one to add into the NC State set. I've got to kind of go through now and start to really look at the next batch of guys that I could potentially send to, because I'm kind of running out of people that I can get at this point with it. So I've got to kind of start to dig deeper and see who else is out there that I can get. And unfortunately, there are guys that are passing away, just the nature of the beast right now. And so got to try and see what I can do to get them sooner rather than later for those that are still around with us. So yeah, hopefully, though, we can get some more for the set here in the coming months. Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm not sure which one this one is. Obviously, it's one that's been out no more than a couple of months. Could be as recent as a couple of weeks, because I did find I had some of those stamps lying around. All right, cool. So what we got back here is Rick Middleton. And I had sent to Middleton once before. I think in one of the earlier videos you guys would have seen. And I had just found a couple of his older cards there. One of his older Rangers cards. And then mid-80s, late 70s Topps cards. And I think this one is a Topps card, yeah. So that, and then the Parkhurst. So wanted to go ahead and get that out. Rick's got a beautiful, beautiful autograph. And hadn't gotten much in the way of hockey returns lately. I know we've been getting some older guys back in. But with Rick Middleton here, this was out a couple of weeks maybe total. So stoked to get that back. And always a nice addition when I can get old school guys to the collection. All right. And then lastly, a return out of Raleigh. I looked through my stuff, and I think I know what this one is, and I think this is a quick return, and I hope it's who I think it is, because it would be a Mets card that I need. But let's see what we get. And yes, that is exactly what we got. Barry Foote. Barry Foote was a player in the 70s and 80s, but then spent 1 year as a coach with the Mets in 92. Is that what's it? Yeah, 92. And recently I'd gone through a database and was able to sort by team. And so I was going through and looking at all the mid-90s Mets and looking for guys that potentially were signing that I could get my hands on. And I was very pleased to see that a number of coaches for the Mets from those Cons team sets are still around and are still signing. There are a couple that are deceased, but there are guys that are around, and Barry Foote being one of them. So was stoked to add this in. Got some Cubs love, Dennis. Some Cubs love there. Shout out to Dennis with that. Big Cubs fan. And this was a quick turnaround. This was out for maybe like a week and a half at best. So stoked to get that back, and another card for a con set. So good stuff there. All right, and then up last will be our pink envelope, or salmon envelope. As I said, I already know what this is, because I didn't know what this was here. It was addressed to me, and I don't know if it's junk mail or if it's a greeting card or something like that. So went ahead and opened it up, and was very pleasantly surprised with what it was. So for those of you that can appreciate art as well, what we're looking at here is a sketch and inked from Ron Ferdinand, who is an artist with the Dennis the Menace comic strip. So years ago, I had emailed Ron and had him do one for me, and it was just he did a nice like a blue and gray colored one. It wasn't a full color, but it was like blue and gray, and it was of Dennis and Margaret, his nemesis slash, I think, future wife probably. But he had done that one for me. And the reason why I got the stickies here is because it was personalized for me and my wife, and just that's not, there's a little inscription in there, so not anything that's pertinent for the piece of art here. But I had emailed him and had asked if he could please do one for us as just a nice little piece of art that we could have in the house. And he was kind enough to send this back of Dennis with his dad and his mom together, and even went full color with it. So that is really, really cool, getting the full color like that. I already showed it to my wife, and she was just blown away with this, because I didn't tell her I was doing this. So really cool to get this back, and that'll be a nice little piece. I'll get a nice little frame for that, and we'll have it on our bookcase. So really cool thing there. All right, So those are the returns for today. So let's do a little recap here. So we got our Ron Ferdinand, Dennis the Menace, piece of artwork there. We got a nice 3 of 3 return from Mr. Barry Foote. We got a nice 4 of 4 return. Let's see. Let's put that over there. A nice 4 of 4 return from Terry Leech. We got a awesome, I got to put the Rangers card up on the top there. A nice 4 of 4 return from Rick Middleton. And an 8 out of 6, because I was only expecting 6 back, but 8 out of 6 back from Kenny Carr. So that puts our total for the day at, what do we got here? We got 8 plus another 8, that's 16, 19. So if we count that as an autograph, because technically it is signed by him, so we ended up with 20 graphs for the day. So pretty solid stuff for sure. And, you know, nice little mix of everything here. We got some baseball, we got some hockey, some basketball, and then some, then a comic strip. So great stuff for the day. Good way to kick off the weekend here. I did just send out this morning, trying another pop return, another Funko Pop return, to see if I can get a different one signed. Also sent out to a couple more Mets coaches that I did locate from the con sets that potentially are actively signing. So went ahead and sent those out. And I've got some stuff pulled to send this weekend for some old school hockey, some 90s era guys, and then a couple guys from back in the 60s. And going to send out a couple more former Mets players from the mid-90s as well, and see what kind of returns we get. And then also, I found a couple of New York Giants addresses recently, so I'll work on those letters this weekend as well and get those fired out. So lots of stuff that it's going to be going into the hopper, and hopefully we'll continue to get some cool returns back. So for today, I appreciate, as always, everyone for spending some time. Hope you really enjoy yourself this weekend. Weather looks great after weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend of rainy weather, freezing rain, just kind of general crap. We actually have got a really nice weekend on tap, so I'm going to kick back, watch a little bit of hockey today. Rangers and Devils coming on shortly, so I'll watch some of that, and tonight I'll watch a little bit of basketball, the Duke UNC game. And, yeah, that'll be a fun little day there. So, thanks as always again, everyone, for watching. Feel free, leave comments. Let me know if you got questions on anything. Like I've said before, I'll try to help any way I can, give you some insights if I can. I appreciate everyone spending a little time with me today, and hope everyone enjoys the weekend. See ya!